He's so competitive. He's a phenomenal man and he's an unbelievable trainer. I've never met anyone so driven.
Go on, squeeze her up, Bright.
Oh, Paul's very driven. I mean, you don't achieve what Paul's achieved without being driven.
That's it. Take him deep in the corners. Don't rush, Bright. I know he's not easy, but...
He's pretty calm most of the time. There's certain things get you stressed, like horses getting beat and jockeys making mistakes, and horses aren't probably quite as fit as perhaps they should be, but on the whole he's a bit more relaxed now than what he used to be.
He's still, after, I don't know, over 25 years of training, he's one of the first people in the yard every morning. You go in the office now and you'll see him looking at the board and he never gets tired of it.
It's been 21 consecutive years now you've either been champion trainer or runner-up. What continues to drive Paul Nicholls on?
I just love the game, really. Love training winners, you know. Winners is what it's all about. Training lovely young horses and producing them to win decent races. The whole thing, really, I just enjoy the whole thing, and as enthusiastic now as probably I've ever been, you know. Been here 28 years now, and it's a long time, you said, all those winners, but, you know, it just feels like we've only just begun, really. Winning is why we do it. You know, if you're competitive in any sport, you want to win. That's why you all work so hard and do it. But you know, winning's not the be-all and end-all in obviously in racing, because you're producing young horses at the future, and it's not always about winning immediately. You've got to look longer down the end game a bit with them as well. But it is just. I do enjoy bringing on young horses from A to B. Got a lot of pleasure from that, and obviously a lot of pleasure winning all the big races.
Pretty incredible that this is a horse, Surname, who was beaten in a handicap chase at Ascot in 2016 off a mark of 135, and is now the top-rated horse in training. His rise has been pretty spectacular in the last 12 months.
Yeah, he just kept on improving. I mean, a bit of a disaster to start with him when he came over from France to start with. His first 3 or 4 hurdle races were a disaster. He was so keen at home and on the racetrack, and used to run off with the boys going down to the start in the race and just didn't settle, tried to do everything on one breath. It was a disaster. He was just very, very free all the time at home, and all we could do was really train him up the hill, and his races sort of let him progress a little bit. So it was never easy. He's a young horse, but he's matured mentally and physically, and a great team effort. Lots of people have played a big part in getting him where he was.
And Surname continues to thunder on down towards the final fence, and he's got them absolutely cooked. Here's the last on a long stride, and brilliant. Surname is running right away from some really good horses here.
And his runs last year were fantastic. You can see why he's got the top rating. I mean, Altior's is a 2-miler, he's a 2.5-miler. Ratings probably mean nothing, but at the trip, you know, beating Politolog 17 lengths and waiting patiently in Charbel and Asso, who's done so well, like that was amazing form. And if we, you know, hope we can reproduce that again, because that is top form.
So what do you think about taking on Altior, stepping up in trip against your boy? I mean, you know how good Altior is.
You know, Altior's a very, very smart horse. You know, he's consistent, he keeps winning, he's going to be hard to beat, whatever. But you know, he is going up in trip, but I think that would probably suit him. Ascot is like a good trap for us. Obviously, he loves going right-handed. He jumps right, he gallops all the way to line. It'll be interesting. But you know, Altior will be, without a shadow of doubt, by far and away the best horse he's run against. She can go when she gets warmed up and gets going.
Do you feel that from those heady days of Denman and Corto and Masterminded to that slight lull after that and trying to find the next great horse, do you feel that was almost meant that now you appreciate it more than ever?
Yeah, to be honest, when you had those horses you mentioned, Corto, Denman, Masterminded, Big Bucks, to be honest with you, if you didn't win the Trainers' Championship and have it sewn up by February, you've done a bad job with those horses. And it's not quite the same when you know it's a battle to the end. If you get involved in trying to win the championship, or if like a football team trying to win the Premiership, you're competitive. You try to do that. So it's obviously been a lot harder the last few years. But you know, if you place horses right, got some really good young horses. And last year, amazing the number of horses that came through. They were probably ordinary horses the year before. Frodon, Clan Isabeau, Surname. And did really, really well and helped us win that championship.
Of course, there are up-and-coming trainers like Dan Skelton and Harry Fry, but do you still see Willie Mullins in Ireland and Nicky in the UK as the sort of big two. If you beat them, you'll win pretty much most of the big races.
No, not at all. I mean, Willie's obviously got a huge team and they bring over horses and they normally hit the jackpot. Same with Gordon Elliott over here. And in this country, you mentioned Dan, Harry Fry, Nicky. It's as competitive now as it's ever been. There's some very, very good young trainers out there and it just makes it more and more competitive. You know, obviously Nicky's got a big string like I have because we've been going for a long time. But those young guys are always going to be a threat now.
Well, this is Clan des Obeaux, of course, the King George winner of 2018. And he returned at Dalmarnock, Paul, with a perfectly respectable second the other day.
Yeah, very pleased with him. And we ran very well. Always been jumping well up the front, but no excuses. He got beat by a better horse on the day. He was ready to win, loved the track, and he's a good horse. And we were thrilled with the run. But last year he improved so much from Haydock to Kempton. I think he'll do the same again. He won't run before Kempton because that's been our one target. We'd love to win that again. And that's where I go. He jumps really well, and that's why a race like Kempton suits him. They go flat out round there. You can just sit in behind the leaders, use your jump in and arrive there, hopefully like he did last year at the last bend, travelling well. And one thing's for sure, just looking if some of the horses that are supposed to be going to run in the King George, they'll be getting some sort of gallop, and that'll suit him. So yeah, we're you know, really thrilled with him at Dalmarnock.
He's quite photogenic too.
Oh no, you're 2 lead out lane, there'll be 6 of you, right? You go stay in.
How have your training methods changed from when you first started here?
Well, lots. You know, I only started off with a hill to start with, and 8 horses, and built up from them. We just built the facilities up, kept investing, keep learning, keep changing. You never stop learning at this game, and try different methods, trying different ways of trying to get the horses fit and healthy and happy, and try and do things that work. And you never stop learning. But basically, you've got a setup that works. What we've got here in Ditcheat with all the facilities gallops works for us. You just try and tweak little things to try and help improve it. We've always been interval training. No horses here ever gallops further than 5 furlongs unless we take them for a racecourse gallop. It's all about interval training. Lots of different steady work, hill work, sprinting work, different ways of getting them fit. If they're happy and healthy, and that's what counts. You know, they basically have the best of everything: healthcare, feed, kept warm. They've got it all. It's like living in a 5-star hotel, to be honest with you. But yeah, you said it: fit, healthy horses.
So here's the brilliant Ryanair winner, Frodon, who's just been an absolute little legend for you, Paul.
Yeah, little legend. He's not the biggest in the world, but what a phenomenal season last year. Kept improving, tough and genuine, gallops all the way to the line. If he's going to run in the Betfair Chase in the King George, we'll know a little bit more as to what level he can compete over 3. I suspect it will be the Ryanair, but who knows? You know, we had this debate last year. He's a year older. The Betfair Chase will tell us whether it's 3 mile 1. That will tell us whether we truly stay or not, to be honest with you. Haydock will suit him well. It's you know, sharp, tight track, nice, good fences. That'll suit him really, really well. So we're looking forward to that. But you know, obviously he will have to show plenty of stamina to win that day. Where's Trump? Is he on the walker? Yeah, would you get him and just bring him round here?
What would you like to do in the future? Or is there an ambition still in you, other than just training winners? Is there something you want to achieve?
I'd love to win another Gold Cup. The 5 Gold Cups would be magic. But that would be really hard, but who knows what might be able to one day. That is one thing I would love to do. I just love training winners. I love the game, and I'd love to be able to do all that all over again.
So a lot of early mornings and things like that. Do you still get up with a spring in your step, even after all this time?
Yeah, you really look forward to it, especially this time of year when you're schooling, you've got horses running every day, lots to do. You know, it's a 24/7 job now because, you know, with the racing on weekends and, you know, training the horses is almost the easy bit. It's dealing with everything else you've got to do with it. You know, all your owners communicating and going racing, entries, declarations, thinking about where you're going to run horses. There's lots of things involved, buying and selling. It's a big business. I actually think it's going to be incredibly hard this year. I think Nicky's got a real strong team of novice chasers. It'll be interesting, but it's no foregone conclusion. Everyone seems to think, oh, you won 11, to eat 12th, it'll be easy. It won't be. It's going to be a tough year. We've got, you know, some real nice horses. Obviously, it's a blow losing top of the game. It's like when you lose one of your top players, that doesn't help too much. But, you know, all those other ones, they'll all, you know, hopefully win plenty of prize money, and some really, really nice young horses. But the important thing with those young horses is you train them not for now, but for the future. Like all the novice chasers and the lovely novice hurdlers, all the future. And I actually think great team this year, but I actually think we'll be stronger next year and the year after.